Good morning, Philippines!
Hi guys, so ito na yung sinasabi ko guys na may gagawin siya, may sasabihin daw siya. So, yan, sabi ko nga sa inyo, dito daw siya sa labas para manigarilyo. Okay, so may sasabihin daw siya guys. He has something to say. So, okay, start. Cue.
I guys, we got something to say. It's not I got something to say. It's I'm being quiet. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, don't make your voice loud.
Hey, hon.
Look around. We're in the big city.
All right, guys. I know we touched on this earlier.
Don't cover your mouth. You know, it's hard to understand. Just
they can understand. I know we touched on this earlier, and we're just gonna go over it only because we figure it's that important. If anybody's watching the numbers in the world or the numbers in the U.S.,
okay,
you'll see how drastically the numbers on the virus are growing, and it's a geometric thing. It's not like, you know, it's like, if you remember, there was an old shampoo commercial as well, and they tell two people, and they tell two people, and they tell two people. The next thing it's like, because 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32. It grows geometrically. Well, this virus pretty much does the same thing. You know, you come in contact with 10 people. Those 10 people each come in contact with 10 people. There you go. You got 100 people from one. I mean, that's how fast it grows. They like to tell you that majority of people will push through this and you'll just automatically recover, and that may be true. We're not saying that that's not true. What we are saying is, from what you see, first they tell you the mortality rate is they're showing like 2.5–3%. If you actually look at the death numbers and the critical numbers together, it's closer to 8%. It seems much higher than what they're claiming it is. A lot more people seem to be dying of this than is indicated by what they're saying. You know, again, we don't know how many people. We know how many cases they've confirmed. Doesn't tell you how many people actually have it. There are a bunch of people that have it that are not confirmed, who've never been tested, don't have any signs of it yet. You could go a couple weeks before you show any kind of symptoms at all, possibly longer. You could show symptoms and you've had symptoms similar before, and you figure, it's just a cold. It's just, you know, the weather went hot, it went cold, it went this. This is just normal. We don't know. What you know is, the things that we do know is viruses. The word seems new, but it's not really new. Corona just means it's a king. It's a king of viruses. I don't know why it's king of viruses, but okay. But apparently this is a mixture of virus with SARS, which, if you look into your history, you'll know how deadly SARS was. Also mixed with AIDS. And if you know anything about AIDS,
are you sure with that, honey?
yes, and if you know anything about AIDS, you'll know they haven't been able to cure it. They've come a long way with it, but it seems to be something else that doesn't get out of your body. We don't know. We know that breaks down your immune system, at least aspect of it. We don't know what else this does to you. People are dying from it, and yet I haven't heard exactly what are they dying from. Do they just stop breathing? Do they? There's a lot of information here that I don't have. I'm not claiming to have. It's just I see a lot of people, especially younger generation, and you know, having been one of those at one time in my life, you figure, yeah, that's for old people. This, you know, this doesn't affect me. I'm young, I'm healthy. It's not going to affect me. It may not. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you'll push through it. Maybe there won't be any residual side effect years from now. Who knows? But even if you get it and push through it, how many people do you pass it on to while you have it? And are they as young and healthy as you? What if you inadvertently pass it on to a niece or a nephew or a mother or a grandmother or something? What happens if they don't manage to push through it? Do you live with the guilt that maybe you caused this?
Yeah.
Is that something you want to live with for your whole life? Even if you yourself aren't dramatically affected by it, it will it can have dramatic effects on your life anyway. And we realize that a lot of people don't think this is overly serious. Initially, it was treated like this is just another form of the flu. It's not a big deal. It's flu season. You get it. You don't get it. A lot of people die from the flu. Yes, we know a lot of people die from the flu, but this is very different. And it's unprecedented the way it grows. It's almost like a chemical warfare,
Yeah.
which has been banned in the world, has banned chemical warfare for at least 50 years, longer than that.
That's what I thought, guys.
Most viruses are human-made. Okay, let's not go off track and say, oh, this was intentional. You have labs all over the world that are trying to discover cures for diseases. While they try to discover cures for diseases, they wind up creating new diseases. That's just part of how it works. The first story that my wife came back with was that it was from somebody eating a bat in
It's
China.
really not just me. It's the news. It's all over the world.
Yeah, and
Wild animals.
that story seemed a little far-fetched because you're going from one person in a poor village to spread the way it spread. What do wealthy tourists from all over the world go to that poor village? I mean, but how did they spread it like that?
This is not. This started from the wheat market of our.
I know what they said.
But it's not just a small village. It's a freaking city that where is all that wild animals
Right.
are.
Bats carry a lot of disease.
Yeah.
So is it possible somebody could have gotten something from eating a bat? Yeah, because you eat something with a disease. Yeah, you can contract a disease that nobody's ever heard of before. It mutates in your body. But for the spread like this, my wife wants me to tell you to do what the government says. I never lined up there.
Yeah.
I like to know why I'm doing something, not because somebody said so. Yes, I think the government is absolutely going out of their way to control this, because there is not much in the way of political gain here. Yes, if somebody manages to put this under control, they can sit there and claim, hey, you want me for your president again because I'm the one who jumped up and took the reins on this and I was able to contain it. But basically, the idea is to stop this from having a dramatic effect on the whole population. And it is. I mean, the fact that they labeled it pandemic means 70% of the world, not your country, not our country, not this country, 70% of the world will contract this virus at some point. Until they may come up with a cure for it, they may come up with something to prevent you from getting it, but right now they don't. And you have to go out of your way to not get it, and to not,
you see what I say?
And to not give it to somebody else.
You see what I say?
Yeah.
What is that?
Also, the bird that
Woodpecker.
went up, yeah.
It's a woodpecker.
Also, if you know people who are elderly, sickly, and they can't get out or shouldn't get out, and yet they still need to get out and get food, they still need to accomplish things, it would be unsafe for them to get out, and yet they really don't have much choice because they have to get out and they have to get food. I mean, what are they going to starve to death? Take the steps. You go out, get them food, bring it to them. Try not to expose yourself to them. You leave it on their porch and then ring the doorbell and walk away and let them pick it up and make sure that they know to wash their hands after they touch the bags, just in case, because you don't know that you have it, you don't have it, whatever it is. And that's really, I mean, we can sit here and make jokes about it. I can come up with funny little sayings, and yeah, I've heard all the stupidity, kung flu and this crap. Yeah, it's all very amusing. But ultimately, it's not a funny thing. So yeah, and I like to make fun of everything, but not if it's going to help people to not take it seriously.
Stay home, guys. Marami kayong magawa, guys. Tong eats, play tong eats, play cards.
And buy a lighter that works. Beaches of Florida where kids are on spring break, because typically this is the time of year where colleges get out and kids go to Florida and they hang out and they drink and they party on the beach and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. And yeah, they're interviewing them and say, well, we don't want to change our lifestyle, and yeah, this is our spring break, we need a break from school, we need this to unwind. You do. Nobody's arguing that fact, but there are times when you just have to suck it up and say, all right, well, I guess this year we're going to have to sacrifice spring break.
Yeah.
For our own sake and for the sake of people we
Family
care about,
members.
and for the sake of people we don't even know. That we need to do this for the sake of, be a responsible, responsible human being. I mean, we're all responsible for everybody else. And I realize, nobody wants to get a vacation and say, oh, yeah, my vacation is ruined. It sucks to have your vacation ruined when you work, day and night all year long. You look forward to that. It's unfortunate if it fell into this time frame. But if it did, then you have to work around it.
The bird want to see something.
Yeah.
Suck it! Suck it!
That's a bird thanking us for food. Because they need to get food too.
Hey guys, I will tell you guys, okay? I watched this video, I told you about this video. I told you about this video that I saw on YouTube, that this old guy have a pneumonia, have this, and I told you, all you have to do is do like this, guys. Breath techniques, and he did it. It helps him. He almost died in Japan, and he's from the UK because he's doing cruising, so he ended up having coronavirus with his wife. So he almost died, and somebody, his name is David, and he do like this. I cannot inhale now because if I inhale all his smoke.
That's why she just talks so fast that only air comes out.
Yeah, not in. Really, man, that's true. And then you have to do like.
Right, she hasn't inhaled for 10 minutes. Believe me, Don, that's true.
You don't do like this. You don't.
Well,
you really relax your lungs, because you know what, guys? He says it helps him. It really does help him. And then now he's back to the UK, and he is safe and not dead. Because your lungs need something. Even though you said that it's not gonna help,
things will help. What that's doing is like exercising your lungs. You're expanding them, contracting them. It's like a muscle, but you're stretching them out and helping them to take air in properly. But remember, the virus is in the air.
Yeah. This.
Right now they say, oh yeah, the virus is through touch or something, but it can also be in the air. Somebody coughs. Their estimate is that it can sit in the air for up to 3 hours. So it doesn't have to be somebody coughed right in front of you. You could have walked past an area where somebody coughed 2 minutes ago, and there's a still day and the wind's not blowing. You don't know if it can be atomized and sit in the air for 3 hours.
Don't see that. Everybody will lock themselves in the house.
Well,
and I would break.
It's not saying it's telling you information that helps.
I know, but I would lock myself in the bed, in the house. No open nothing.
That's it. That's it. Rocks.
You should tell them. Okay, come on.
Go on. No, don't come hide from me. I'm not protecting. Go.
Come here.
Go.
Come here. Do you
Rocks.
want something? Come here.
Okay, Roxy has something she wants to say to you too. Apparently, we don't like the way she. Use common sense, common decency, common practice, common courtesy. Care, be concerned about others as well as yourselves. Worry about you. Worry about yourself. Worry about your children. Worry about your parents. Worry about your grandparents. It's not a matter about, oh yeah, well this will be resolved inside the next 9 months or 18 months or 20 months. But what about the next 20 years? You got to worry about. You don't know. So you're worrying about today, and you worry about getting through today, and you're worrying about getting through the next few months, but you're also worrying about, what could be beyond that. So, the more careful you are now, and the more you help now, the more likely you won't have a problem later on. Okay. Guys, sorry this was kind of boring, and we're not trying to be boring. We just...
Because we are boring.
Maryann is very concerned. She feels like in the Philippines nobody's taking this serious enough.
Yeah, some people in the city, it's
and which means she's going to have to translate everything into the Tagalog and Visaya and whatever else.
They can understand. Filipino, even though we don't have, some people doesn't have a degree, can understand some basic stuff.
There's a lot more than basic stuff here.
Anyway guys, so we're going to end this, and salamat sa panonood. And we saw a woodpecker. I'm worried about the woodpecker that they're going to ruin.
But he's
this.
not pecking in the. They're not ruining it. If the woodpecker's pecking on a tree, that means there's bugs in the tree which are eating the tree.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is. So he's digging into the tree to get the bugs.
Did you see that?
Yeah, but he wasn't digging into the tree. So he may just be there for food like every other bird. If he's digging the tree, you'll know it. They're very distinctive sound.
Really?
Yeah. Like cluck, 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 cluck.
He just happened over there in that tree, some of that tree.
Yeah, there's bugs in the tree.
So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And
Be careful, be safe. And we'll try and answer any question you actually have. If we don't know the answers, we'll try and look them up for you.
Everything is in the internet now guys, so yep, everything is on TV, everything is in the internet, everything is in YouTube.
But numbers are crazy. You can ask my wife. Before it even came here, I told my wife, look, once it gets here, it's going to grow like crazy. 40% of all cases in the United States are in New York. So yes, out of 1,100 cases in New York, 4,700 cases. I mean, in the U.S., 4,700 of those 11,000 are here in New York.
And it's in his city, where he grew up, and where the other house.
Well, where I've been staying for how long, but no, they're not all there.
Yes, but that's the highest number. That's where it started.
Well, that's where it started.
Okay, guys.
That's where New York started.
And can you smile, thumbnail? Get your cigarette away.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. We'll see you later sa vlog. This is a separate video.